Is the audio live?
Just put out, yeah. It wasn't earlier though.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to Major League Pro versus ELTP. Pescus, I think your stream's a little funny. You need to look at it. It's a bit messed up on the screen. Is it supposed to look like that?
Can you give me a link?
Sorry about the delay that people are having. We are trying to get the teams all together, get the stream all working. A bit difficult getting things done across the pond and getting the communication. We will get it all sorted for you ASAP, and we'll get a bit of pre-game hype and get everything together. We'll be back very shortly when we get that done.
Hey guys, now audio is back on. I'm really sorry about that. It's hard being both a captain and a streamer at the same time.
You have the chance to back out. Is it how it looks on the stream right now supposed to be how it looks? It's not out of proportion or anything. Is that how you put it on your screen?
It looks really horrible, but I only had 1 minute to put it together.
That's fine. So that's how it's meant to look. It's not because it's all knackered or anything.
It looks fucking horrible, but that's how it's supposed to look.
Okay, well, finally we get everyone together. So I'm joined. Pesca's kindly streaming for us. I'm Dr. McDonald from England to all you Americans and Canadians watching. I'm joined by the Evil, who's one of our ELTP players, and we are also joined by Ebola, representing MLTP. Welcome, gents. Thanks for coming along. Ebola, welcome to EU Mumble.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dr. McD.
No problem. So you need to give us a bit of insight into the MLTP. So we've got the All-Stars game first. So just to clarify to everyone, sorry, before we get underway, we're playing a 20-minute match with a half on each server, and then another 20-minute match with a half on each server, with each team picking their own map. It looks like the MLTP All-Stars have picked Danger Zone 3, and I think the ELTP All-Stars have picked Blast Off. Is that correct? Everyone? I think that's right.
Yes, that's correct.
Exactly correct.
Cool. So, who is lining up for the MLTP All-Stars, Ebola?
I would assume it's going to look like Dino and TagPro on offense. Dino being basically the premier support offender in North America right now, and TagPro, who is just an absolute barn-burning juker who is going to go great with Dino. And then on defense, we have Turbo and Micro. Micro being the captain of the team who won the NA Super Bowl, a great defender, and Turbo, a defender who is basically by consensus the best defender in North American TagPro, if not all of TagPro. But we'll see how he fares against these EU offenders, of course.
And Devil, do you want to take us through the ELTP team?
Yeah, on the European team, we have Deadnan and Nub, two basically star offenders of last season in ELTP. And we have Ron Burgundy and Hypnom on defense. Ron Burgundy basically a powerhouse for Rolling BC last season, and Hypnom helping his team on defense as a captain get the ELTP championship this season. So it's a really strong team. It's really going to be interesting to see how they stack up against the Americans.
And yeah, I will do my best to be as impartial as possible. Those that have heard me commentate, I do get excited when anything happens, whether it's for my team or against my team. The Evil and Ebola will be here to give the biased opinions that they will have. But it should be a really good matchup with TagPro's finest going head to head. Hopefully the OLTP players don't get too annoyed at me saying that. Well, the teams are almost ready to get going. After this game, of course, we will be having the champions versus champions match. So the winners of ELTP versus the winners of MLTP. So that will be another thing. The trash talk starting a little bit here. So we're starting on Radius. So we're starting on the MLTP server for this first half. And we'll be moving to Chord for the second half. Dino asking if we're playing on Orbit. Okay, yeah. Play on Orbit. So Dino asking if the ELTP team are ready, and they are. So we should be getting underway any second now. So, Devil, are you biased? Do you think the ELTP are going to crush the MLTP for a second season?
I'm not sure about that. I mean, they definitely have a chance at doing that, but MLTP is a strong league, and having played in both leagues last season and ended up in last place in both leagues, I can say both teams have strong players that have crushed me throughout the season.
So we're getting underway on Danger any second now. Do spam, get people watching this stream. It's going to be an absolute talking game. We're starting with ELTP in blue and MLTP in red, and we get us off away. So the power-ups, a lot of power-ups on this map, Ebola, really, isn't there? It's hard to actually have good power control with there being so many. A bit like OEC. It's
very difficult to have many more power-ups than your opponents, considering there's only 2 players going around to try to collect 6 power-ups, so... Usually either get a 4-2 split, which isn't too monumental, or a 3-3 split, which is exactly even.
And the Evil, you've really got to, in this type of game, you've really got to win on your home server, really, haven't you, when your ping is good?
It's definitely an advantage, but considering it's Radius and Orbit, and I think there's a lot of East Coast players from the United States. Both teams have a good chance in both servers, I think.
And we're 45 seconds into this first half of what's going to be an exciting game. We basically have 8 halves, 80 minutes of pure MLTP versus ELTP footage. But while Such Pro uses a bomb to get away, lovely there, and he's going through the middle. He was ahead of a 3. Nub grabs and gets returned. A bit of an accident. Then has managed to grab at the other end and gets away. He's going top. While Such Pro being only run between him and capping, but Deadnan's picked up a rolling bomb in that top right, and he should stay alive. The 5th round MLTP draft pick, but the rolling bomb doesn't bounce favourably for him. Hypo's grabbed as Nub gets returned, and Hypo's in a bit of trouble here. Needs to get out of base, needs to stay alive, or MLTP are going to take the lead here. Ron's managed to get ahead though. Dino's grabbed in the meantime. Hypo's returned. Ron's going to get the free regrab, and Dino just hovering outside the base at the minute. But ELTP under a bit of pressure here, the Europeans. Nub holding the button there, allowing Ron to get away, and Ron manages to boost up to the top. Ron, a new captain for ELTP Season 3. Dino's currently at the bottom. No one's really giving chase at the minute, whereas Ron's being pursued by Micro and Turbo. Turbo, beautiful boost down there all the way from the gate, nicely down into that bottom tunnel, gets a return. Micro gets a nice snipe on Nub, and the snipes are really looking good for MLTP at the minute, but then I manages to get away with the help of Hypo, and he's coming down that top tunnel is Dead Knight at the minute. Dino just hanging outside his base at the minute. Power-ups are spawning. Micro's picked up a TagPro on D, which should help him. Dino gets the TagPro, won't help him as he's carrying the flag as Hypo gets a return. But Dead Knight's coming in here. He's only got a couple to beat. But while Such Pro gets a grab, Micro's going to let him get away. But suddenly MLTP under a lot of pressure. And while Such Pro gets returned by Hypo, but Dead Knight's been forced away at the top, and Dino gets a return. And it's difficult to do even on this map to really get clear-cut chances competitively, isn't it?
Well, the thing about Danger Zone is that when you think you're away and you're ahead and you can get the cap, suddenly someone zooms at you at 300 miles per hour, and all of a sudden the capping chance is gone.
No, but being pursued by Micro and Dino, they get the return. Deadman's got a juke juice. He's going to try and bring the flag home. The flag is back at the minute. It's currently 3 back on D. He boosts to the bottom. He's coming in here from the bottom of the base here. Turbo boosting. There's a lot to do. It's very crowded in that base. There's a grab by Wildsuch Pro, and he gets returned by Rod. Deadman's still alive, but Turbo gets the return. But MLTP under some pressure here. Nub has got the regrab, but he's currently hanging about in base, trying to draw them over to that side. There's a rolling bomb that spawns. Don't know if Nub's going to go for it, but Turbo's going to get it. Nubs does get ahead of Turbo, though. He's heading through the mid at the minute. Wildsuch Pro takes out the boost, and Nub gets a face full of spike. But Deadman's boosting all the way across, hits that bomb to keep him alive. He's coming in from the bottom here, and ELTP are really putting some pressure on, but he boosts straight into the gate. He'll be disappointed with that, will the Geordie. But Nub has got the regrab again. Ron and Hypo keeping that flag at home really nicely here as Nub boosts down. He's coming out, he's going to get returned there, and Deadman's not there for the regrab, and MLTP have their turn to attack. So Ebola very even so far.
Yeah, extremely even. That's definitely what I expected from Danger Zone. I'm not sure what they're thinking about picking a map where it's very hard for both teams to cap if both teams are skilled. I mean, this is really a game where you have to wreck the opposing team on your home server, and they didn't pick a map where it was possible to do that.
And we're looking at the power-up. It's 12-7 power-ups in favour of MLTP. Slightly better power-up control, but it's mainly coming in the forms of rolling bombs. They've got 4 extra rolling bombs. It's not a map where the rolling bomb will be entirely useful, obviously. Things like the TagPro Juke Juice often preferred, and they're all quite even. But Dendan's got away here. He's ahead of 3. He's coming in here. No, he's ahead of all of them. He's coming in. He's going to cap, I think. It's going to be a yes. ELTP at the first cap of this matchup. And after the substitution, I think, was there a substitution there? Is that what I missed?
Yeah, that's an NA substitution where they put the name of the substitution in the group chat and do it live.
And Nub obviously showing confusion as we don't normally play that in the ELTP. And the difference of rules across the Atlantic, although I think we are changing to that for Season 3, but it might have cost them there as they lost. I think they lose a play. He seemed only ahead of 3, only seemed to have 3 players in play, did MLTP. And Devil, ELTP 1-0 up.
Yeah, it's definitely a good performance there, and I really like how the defense, especially Ron keeping the button there, managed to just keep the Americans out and allow Deadman a safe passage into the flag.
I think Micro's Canadian, just so you know. But yes, MLTP on the
America
cosh here on the home server. Nub's coming in here though. Nub's coming in. They have got the gate. There's 3 in base. Serdan's grabbed, and Serdan is managed to get away there, and he's ahead of 3, but Deadman's grabbed with the rolling bomb. Tell us a little bit about Serdan, will you, Ebola?
Serdan was a DLTP player last season, which means he was in one of the lower leagues, but he skyrocketed up to being a co-captain for actually Micro's team. He had a great season playing with Wildsuch Pro. He's a great support offender, and he actually ended up excelling a lot in the Super Bowl and winning Super Bowl MVP.
Nice. And so a very able substitution there as both the flag carriers just running the map right now. Dino and Deadman, neither of them looking like they're going to get returned anytime soon. And as I say that, Deadman gets returned. But I mean, not a great start, Ebola, for MLTP. Losing on the home server, they'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, if this game ends up being a 1-0 loss to NA, it's going to be a gigantic blow, and they're going to have a lot of confidence problems coming into the second game for sure.
And what's the attitude kind of like, over on the main TagPro mumble? Because we got the impression, but things are biased and 2 sides to every story. But ELTP won last season, and then we got the impression that the Americans then didn't want to play anymore, that sort of thing. Is that just a misconception?
That's definitely a misconception. I don't think I've heard anyone say that they're not interested in playing this sort of game anymore. I think it's something that a lot of people look forward to, and it is a little bit discouraging when we lose constantly, even though people think we do have the stronger league. But, I mean, there's a lot to be said about losing on your own server to a team from another continent.
But we're a long way away from that. There's 3 minutes there, but it's only the first half, of course, and it is only 1-0. Power-up control still very much with the MLTP as they've got 19 power-ups to 11, but again, 7 of those are rolling bombs that they've got extra. The TagPros are in their favour, but again, they've not managed to put them to good use. Difficult map, very map that can be easily run, so difficult to run it. Serdan's just got the flag in his base, just hovering at the minute, the 80-degree player, and he's going to boost across, and he's all the way ahead of 3 at the minute, but Deadnan is currently back in the opposition base. Again, just seems to be running that. It's not a map that can give the most exciting games at the minute. It seems to just be running around fest. But we look at the hold times as Deadnan gets returned. And there's oh no, doesn't get returned. Sorry, nearly got returned. Deadnan's got 3 minutes. Dino's got 2.5. Nub with 2 minutes. Serdan with a minute now, and obviously someone was subbed out. But it is just somewhere he can just run the flag around the map over and over again, isn't it, Devil?
Yeah. It's a map where if you have 2 chasers, you can kind of corner someone, but they can always use bombs and.
Sorry to cut you off there. I mean, Deadnan was just sat on the flag at the right time. Hypo and Ron went and got Dino in that top left corner, and they got him at the right time. But Micro's trying to come in here. He's got a TagPro at home, and they could immediately hit back. But MLTP are currently 2 down. But he is coming in here. He's probably going to cap. And he does. Micro caps to reduce the deficit. It's 2-1 now. MLTP showing some fighting spirit and getting themselves back into this game. They were 2-0 down on their home server. They'll be so disappointed with that. Serdan just hanging around in base. But Dino got pinned in that top right corner. Got returned just as Deadnan was going over the flag. And it was a cap for ELTP. But well done to hit back there as Serdan comes in, gets returned by Romberdy. But good job hitting back there, Ebola.
Was that a question for me? I didn't catch it if it was.
They did a good job hitting back MLTP.
Yeah, definitely. Tough. Tough game.
Dino looking to boost across. He's got a rolling bomb, but Nub is all the ELTP players over on that side at the minute. That's rolling bomb's going to get neutralised. He tries to run over the flag just like Deadnan did, but Nub is keeping the flag out of base. We've got 50 seconds left. Nub's managed to get ahead. If they got a return Dino here, could be a cap, but they all managed to get ahead in the end. Nub gets returned, but Dino's a long way away. It's currently 2-1 to ELTP with 40 seconds left in this half. Can MLTP get the equaliser on their own server? Deadnan doing everything he can to avoid making that happen in a minute, but he gets returned. And Dino's coming in here. Nub's grabbed. Turbo needs to get that return, but Turbo's not managed to do it. I think Nub's going to get away here. No, Nub does get returned. Dino's coming in. They need to get the return. Ron goes for the kiss. He misses the kiss. And Dino's going to cap, and he's done it. He's equalised it with 20 seconds left. And the decision making there from ELTP has cost them massively. Ron Burgundy going for the kiss, missing out, and he's gifted a cap there to MLTP, who have equalised in the final 30 seconds. Dramatic stuff there, the Evil.
Yeah, definitely. I think Ron kind of panicked there with 3 defenders circling around him, and he just thought he would go for the kiss. But that was a really good duke by, I think it was Serdan who got the cap there. No, it was Micro actually. Micro duked around the Ron, and they got the return when he missed Micro.
Hey, Bowler, you must be thrilled. I mean, 2-0 down. It was looking a bit, iffy for MLTP, but they fought back well there.
It was looking a bit iffy. They were definitely looking to have a hard time. EU is running great regrab strats, and the power-up control could just not help them when it's so hard to get them off the flag when they're constantly taking it back every single time you get a return. All the power-ups in the world are going to help you when they're just back on the flag every single time.
So I think we need to migrate over to Orbit now, the server in London, and for the second half. So 2-2, I mean, despite losing it at the end there, Devil, ELTP should be happy with that, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they had a good performance, and I mean that even though they didn't have power control that the MLTP All-Stars did, they kind of had a control over the game, except for just losing it at the end there and giving them the caps they needed to get back in it.
So a little bit of trash talk going on. We've nearly got 150 streamers. Remember, get the link out, spam it on the mumbles. Let's see how many viewers we can get for this transatlantic battle. Currently 2-2 going to the second half. Give your views on the stream. Who were the key players in that game? But I'm sure everyone will be a little bit biased, so why don't we just trash talk each other instead? But some of the Americans saying, that the cap that ELTP got was 3 versus 4, so it's not something really to boast about. What do you reckon, Devo?
About the power-ups?
Well, no, the cap, apparently, the cap that ELTP got, it's not really something to boast about because, it was 3 versus 4.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say that, but then again, they made a choice to make a substitution there, and he was already ahead of 3, and with the defense that the LTP All-Stars had, I would say that in at least 8 of 10 cases that would have been a cap anyway if they didn't make the substitution.
Would you agree with that, Ebola?
Oh, absolutely.
Was that
100%
MLTP's
agree.
mistake?
That was absolutely a cap, regardless of the substitution. Regardless of who was lagging, that was a cap. That was just great flag carrying. I wouldn't make any excuses from that on the NA side. Probably gonna go back to the server and get killed, but that's my honest opinion.
I mean, yeah, you'd say generally the Europeans are more comfortable kind of playing on... The Europeans are more comfortable playing on the American servers, perhaps, than the Americans are playing on the EU server. Would you agree with that?
I absolutely would agree with that. You see a lot of EU players excelling on American servers, but really only 1 or 2 of the NA guys have ever done really well in EU, from what I understand.
And how much of that is, because obviously MLTP is a bigger league than ELTP. So do you just think that there's more interest from the ELTP players to go and also try that hand at Major League? Whereas if you're doing well at Major League, like why would you come play ELTP? Do you think there's that kind of attitude really?
I agree in some ways, but I also think that there's a little more exclusivity in the EU league than there is in the MLTP league. In MLTP, we usually tend to draft EU players, no matter how good they are, with an equal opportunity compared to Major League players. You can see that with Deadnan getting drafted 5th overall, whereas sometimes even the best MLTP players just don't get looked at when they sign up for ELTP.
I mean, we did have the draft today, and I think Micro was the only player that went, and he went in the 4th round. He was a 4th player overall, so third round after the captains. I think Fez went in the 6th. And these are good players, aren't they? So they're going quite low down.
And I saw Exquisite got drafted as well. Ginseng went.
Just having fun as well.
Just having fun, got drafted, yes. I didn't. I gotta say that I was a little bit surprised that I didn't go to someone in a later round pick, but that's okay.
Sign up as a free agent.
Absolutely planning on it.
I think I don't know if you agree with Evil. I think the case with that is we haven't, as we can see in the All-Star game, we have a decent amount of players in the EU already, but the Americans that have come have never really proven themselves, either mainly with time commitments and things like that, because it's awkward times when we play sometimes. So do you think that's part of it, why they're not drafted as high?
I think that could definitely be a reason, and it's really a self-fulfilling prophecy that US players aren't comfortable playing on EU servers, so they don't get to play as much on EU servers, and then that kind of just is a feedback cycle, really.
What do you reckon,
I have to say that the last 2 months, from what I've seen from American players on EU servers, especially with the tournaments and a lot of the signups for Season 2, that a lot of Americans seem to be at least a little bit more comfortable with EU servers. I think when US tournaments started, a lot of EU players kind of hopped onto that, me being one of them, and started playing reasonably well on American servers. And I think now that we have EU tournaments up as well, that's going to help American players just get more comfortable on Orbit and Cord in the future.
So we're setting the new group up, Bo, if you want to hop in before they get going. Devo, would you like to talk us through because EU are playing a different team on the home server, so do you want to let us know who's playing?
I kind of have trouble seeing who Sombol is.
I would say it was Orb.
Yeah, it's Orb. Okay. Yeah, so on the EU team, we have Yole, Grapefruit, Collapse, and Orb. Grapefruit and Collapse are very proven defenders in ELTP, and they're actually on the same team for next season, Collapse being the captain drafting Grapefruit. Aside from that, we have Yole and Orb. Yole, I would say, is arguably one of the best offenders in ELTP overall. His players won the league 2 seasons in a row, like the regular season title, and he's done it with a lot of different players on his team, and he's just a very consistent offender that can fill both a main offender role and be a supportive offender. So yeah, I think that's what I can say about that team.
And Ebola, are you in the group? Are you the Sunball?
I am. I'm the Sunball. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't
So
play on Orbit generally.
That's fine. And Train, please. Who's that?
I'm gonna make a guess that Train Plus is Wasatch Pro. Yeah.
Okay, so Wasatch Pro. So no changes for the MLTP. They're still playing the same team, but ELTP mixing it up with all 4 players changing rounds. So there was a bit of a debate whether it's going to be on Orbit or Cord. The MLTP team actually asking for Cord, and the Europeans kindly pointing out that Cord is actually closer to America because it's based in London, and so that's closer than the Cord. Orbit, yeah, Orbit's close because it's in London and Cord's in Paris, so we're staying on Orbit.
We agreed Orbit when we were setting this up because of that fact, so...
It's very nice of you, Rams.
So they're still playing with 100 plus ping, so it's only fair. So we are ready to go any second. The game is launching, and remember, it was 2-2 in that first half, so how it'll work is, whoever wins this game will obviously win the first match, and then we'll play another 20-minute game. And whoever, if it doesn't go aggregate over the 2 games, so if one team wins this overall 10-0, and then the second game they win it overall 2-0, we still go to overtime, that sort of thing. So it's just like best out of 3 almost. So we're gonna get going any second now.
So could you tell me about the rationale to play 4 different players in this game after the first team did so well?
3, 2,
Dable?
1.
I think that the reasoning behind that is basically that we have people who perform better on American servers than people who perform better on European servers, and also because I think they want to showcase a lot of different players.
Yeah, it's very difficult to pick between a lot of these players, a lot of them very experienced, but maybe that'll go against ELTP as, the MLTP players are warmed up. And Dino's coming in here, but he misangles his boost and ends up with a face full of spikes. Serdan's got the regrab though, Serdan's got a rolling bomb. It's run out though. Orb, who is Sunball 2, he's grabbed, who's captain for Rolling BC for a 3rd season, but Dino gets the return. Who's Fertile? Who's that? Is that Wildswitch?
Fez-tile, I would believe, is Fez.
That's Fez. Okay, so Fez is in instead of Wildswitch Pro. So substitution there. Fez in for Wildswitch Pro. And they nearly caps there, but the flag carriers kiss there. Grapefruit kissing with him. Good use of the bomb. He's coming in now. Dino is currently away at the top and sells them all to Duke, and he managed to stay alive. But all 4 players of both teams at the opposite end at the minute. Dino trying to boost, and MLTP having a good start of this game. Been quite aggressive early on. Dino getting that middle power up. Flickioli's stuck in that bottom left-hand corner, but he's got a rolling bomb. He's managed to stay alive at the minute. Grapefruit's on the regrab, I think, at the minute, and he's got a Oh no, yeah, Flick's coming in here. Flick's coming in, but Serdan's got the regrab. Serdan's got away with that rolling bomb, gets up to the top, and he's going to come down. Orb's going to try and get into it. He uses the bomb to push him into him. I think the rolling bomb ran out there, and he manages to get the return. Micro, brilliant grab there, and using the gate to get the return. And again, we're starting to see this chase fest already, but neither team really had the upper hand yet, Devil.
No, they're kind of feeling each other out still. In spite of doing a lot of that in the first match, and right now we're just seeing the regrab train coming on and on and on for both teams.
That was nice by Flickioli there. He paused and he used the gate perfectly. He got into basically get the return on Serdan. Flick's going to cap it. No, he goes for the bomb. He tried to showboat. He could have rolled over the flag, but he went for the bomb and he missed it. But he gets it in the second attempt. He uses the boost well. The blocks are there. And Flickioli, a very lucky boy, but he manages to cap. And the ELTP have got a 1-0 lead to Evil. But Orb's coming in again here. He boosts in. Micro gets the return. But Evil, a good cap there, but nearly threw it away.
Yeah, but I think I understand why Flick did it, because he probably saw that he didn't have the momentum to get to the flag first unless he got the bomb. And if he had hit there, it would be a very successful cap. And if he hadn't, he probably would have had to take a small lap anyway.
I thought he might have had it, but I can see the decision making. And disappointing, a long way back from MLTP now. Ebola. Long way back for MLTP. Is Ebola here?
He might be in a corner crying or something. I don't know.
Ebola, are you here? Are you okay? It's okay. This is only the first game. Don't worry about it, mate. It's alright.
He's not even in channel.
Oh, great. Where's he gone? Did he disconnect? First rage quit of the night. It's gone to MLTP as Ebola quit.
He quit 2 minutes ago.
Oh, God. Rainbow Man.
McDonald, you here? Okay, I guess I'm on my own. Well, right now Orb is looking to get into the base and getting a cap, but Sir Dan gets a grab and he's gonna get out of the base.
No one really chasing Sir Dan at the moment either, and Sir Dan's now on his way, but Flick managed to pick up.
Can you not hear me?
Oh, now we can hear you.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. I was going off on one, and then you were like, "Oh, I'm by myself," and I was like, "What?" Maybe I forgot to hit push to talk. Daniel's got away here, and I mean, Rems, you're here with us. You can be American. A long way back for MLTP.
Well, it's only one. Is it one or two caps?
It's only one, but they are on the away server now.
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty even on this match. I felt ELTP quite well last time, but you know, it's been really close this time around.
And I mean, power control is still be with MLTP, but we'll cut you off. Flick's coming in here. Flick is coming in, but Dino's managed to grab and get away, so Flick's going to be forced to retreat. Dino going up to the top as Micro comes in to get Flickioli. We've not had any real drama, real excitement yet, apart from the end of that half where the Americans equalised. Sorry, the North Americans equalised. Again, anyone wants to come and do a bit of colour commentary for us, it'd be appreciated. Flick's going to after Sir Dan. Flick has made that captain. Oh, no, it's not a cap. I was sure it was going to be Flickioli with a rolling bomb. He pushed one into the gate. He went to get the return with the other with the rolling bomb. He knocked him into the flag in the end, but so close there, Devil Flickioli capping. Nearly a great solo cap.
Yeah, he did everything right except he didn't account for the angle where he pushed Fest straight into the flag. Any other angle and he would have been able to just get the cap by himself there.
What a move there, though. Did you just see Flick let the other two go past him?
Yeah, he let them split themselves, actually, just standing there.
The flag carriers going towards each other at the minute as Flick boosts along the top. They choose not to kiss, and there's currently 4 minutes 15 for MLTP to get back in this game. This is the map that they chose. They drew on their own server, and now they're losing on the away server. So they really could do with the points because it's... Oh, but Orb is coming in here. Orb is coming in. He's got a hell of a lot to do. He boosts against the back wall, but there's too many bodies there in the way. He's still He's still alive, is Orb. He's still running up to the top. Micro, Dino, and Sir Dan all trying to block him. Flick's trying to hold the button for him. It's grabbed by Micro, though. Micro's probably going to go away, and Flick picks up a juice, but Micro managed to get away. Collapse tries to get ahead. Micro still held nearby, but Or's been forced to run away. Grapefruit and Fez are currently on regrab a Devil. Is it me or is Grapefruit on regrab a lot?
Grapefruit is looking like he's going a lot on the regrab. I guess that's because Orb and
Orb's
Flickioli...
coming in here. Orb versus Sir Dan, but Sir Dan gets there ahead of Orb and gets the return. But Orb's coming in this time, and there we go. ELTP are taking a 2-cap lead over MLTP, and with only 3 minutes left, it seems a long way back for MLTP now playing on their away server. And as Grapefruit comes in, trying to rub salt in the wound, but it doesn't happen as he gets returned. And Dino manages to get away. Dino is ahead of 3, and with a little haste, they could get in here. They could hit back. He boosts all the way down. Flick grabs just in time, and the flag carriers end up kissing. Sir Dan grabs at the other end, gets returned by Orb. And is that this game done, Devil?
I don't think it's done, but right now the Americans North Americans, whatever, need to change up their game if they want to get anything going here, because they haven't really been that close to getting a cap, and they need 2 caps sorely right now.
They'll be disappointed to have lost on their map and only drawn on their server. They'll be looking to change it up in the second game. But right now, Sir Dan's coming in and Orb positioned beautifully there. So he gets a rolling bomb and gets a return at the same time. But MLTP got a bit of momentum coming now. Dino's coming in on the bottom. He's going to pick up that TagPro. Not going to help him, but it'll stop the Europeans using it. He's got a lot to do right now. He's coming in. He's past 2 at the minute. That's great work by Dino. But he hits straight into collapse. But that means his TagPro is respawning on D. It's good tactics there as Sir Dan's coming in. Dino trying to take them all out. He's coming through the gate. The blocks are there from Micro. It's going to be a cap. And we've got 2 minutes. And MLTP have hit back. They've reduced the deficit to 1. And can we see something dramatic here in these final 2 minutes? MLTP in desperate need for a cap. ELTP in the lead, but by 1 cap only. If this game's a draw, it'll all come down to the second match, which is going to be on Blastoff.
I actually don't know the overtime rules on this, because I know Major League actually go to overtime.
Oh, well, we probably should have agreed, but Flick's coming in here. It might not be needed. Flick propels himself forward with that bomb, but ended up hitting the spike, desperately unlucky not to cap there. And Michael could be ahead of 4, but Orb gets the snipe there. Dino regrabs, trying to boost all the way across the map. He gets a face full of gate. With 1:14 left, we might not have to look into those overtime rules, as ELTP still have that slender 1 cap lead. Orb is coming in here, but Sir Dan Dino at the other end. Sir Dan with a bit of a flaccid grab. Risky play there, and he might cap it. Oh no! Dino grabs, and Orb kisses, and Orb's prevented from capping. And that's allowed Micro to get ahead of 3. Micro's boosting in. The blocks are there. They could equalise the game here. He's just coming from the bottom. He uses the bomb. He's going against the back wall. They've done it! MLTP have equalised with 40 seconds left. They've done it again. They've turned around a 2-cap deficit. The ELTP EU throwing away a lead again. But Orb's ahead of all 4 here. But he gets team blocked by Grapefruit. He gets blocked by his own team. And what would have been a certain winning cap is thrown away by Europe. I don't believe it. But Grapefruit's ahead of 4. Grapefruit's ahead of 4. He's going to win it with 15 seconds left. They've done it. ELTP have won this first game with just 10 seconds left. What a period of play to Eve. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I guess Grapefruit just wanted that last cap for himself, blocking, I think it was or Flagioli from getting that, so he could get the regrab and get that sweet release himself.
But what a game. And I'm just going back on the stream because I can see the stream's got 30 seconds left and everyone's saying there's a tie. And I can't wait until they see Grapefruit going away here. What are the comments going to say? Oh my days. It's people still cheering about USA. And then they realise, and no one can believe it. No one can believe what's happening there. The screams of despair coming from the North Americans as in the last 10 seconds, Grapefruit won it after he nearly cost it for the Europeans. And that was a tremendous finish to a map that doesn't give that much excitement.
Yeah, well, I kind of disagree. I think the New Zone is a map that's really exciting just to play and to watch. It may be frustrating because the flag is out a lot, but it definitely has action going for it all around.
So we just take a minute to catch our breaths, have a sip of beer, and we will be starting the second game shortly. So that means the first game is to ELTP. So MLTP need to win this. A draw will mean that ELTP take the title, the ELTP All-Stars, for a second year running. On the other hand, if MLTP win, we will be going to overtime, which I'm sure will be an exciting spectacle for all. If Rems, if you could drab Neb down for us, he's going to give us a little bit of commentary. One more.
Is it Neb you want?
Yeah, the Nebu can, the guy above us is en route. Hey.
How's it going?
Thank you for coming. How do you say your name?
Nebuchadnezzar, but you can call me Neb.
Cool, you're Neb. We have a Neb over here. You're the new Neb.
I realized today there was someone called Neb, and I was a little confused. I thought I was picked 4th round in the LTP without signing up.
Well, Neb, thanks for joining us. Ebola rage quit when the LTP took the lead. Not sure where he went, but I think it was a definite rage quit. But thank you for joining us. Did you watch the first half? First game?
I did. I watched all the first half, and I caught like 75% of the second half.
Did you see the end of the second half?
I did see the end. It was pretty intense. I thought we had it there for a second.
Yeah, it was a. It must have been a very disappointing end for you. I mean, I'm not trying to rub it in, but it must. I mean, to lose it in those circumstances, after coming back from 2-0 down, think you've taken it to overtime, and then suddenly it's gone. Must be.
It's a little bit heart wrenching, but I know that there were just some small errors that couldn't really be fixed because the team hasn't really had a lot of time to practice and build chemistry. That's the question I wanted to ask you guys: is how much of these ELTP All Stars had like playing against each other in pugs and etc.
Tournaments every week.
Yeah, I think the pug environment in Europe is significantly different from America. There's a lot more overlap with big players playing pugs all the time here compared to the American Mumble. I mean, it does happen with like the veteran channel and all that being introduced, but it's much more of a common thing here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make that an excuse for the Americans, but there's definitely not as much constant, intermingling between the elite players in the U.S. as opposed to Europe.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a factor at hand here. It really helps to have people how play and how they play and just react accordingly instead of just having to play with people you're not as comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
So the second game's going to be on Blastoff, and Neb, what do you reckon to that map? Is it one that you play commonly in America, or
Blastoff? It wasn't in Major League TagPro last season, but I'm pretty confident it will be this coming season because it's pretty well liked around the community, at least in the US and Canada. But go ahead.
And Deal, do you think maybe that's part of the reason? I mean, obviously the ELTP players, some of them do play MLTP. Do you think they knew that it wasn't in rotation? That's why they picked it?
It might have been in the back of their heads, but I think mainly they chose Blastoff because because we have faith in like our flag carriers and our chasers, and I think that's the reason, because it's a map when you first have a flag, the regrab is really on, and you have to have good chasers, you have to have good holders, and I don't think it's gonna be a huge problem for the MLTP All-Stars to adjust to that. So they just choosing a map like this, it's probably more about confidence in their own abilities rather than in thinking that the Americans or North Americans will be uncomfortable on it.
So we're waiting for the second game to get underway. I have lost my group link, so if someone can send me it again, that'd be great. Just a few comments from the stream.
You're in the group, by the way, but sure.
Oh no, I'm there. It's all right. I'm cool. I'm with you. A few comments from the stream. Yeah, Patrick Vikek, I'm not sure that is, says it was a great ending, but unfortunate what happened to MLTP. Levi Johnston saying, Pescas, can you bring up the reporter player screen more often, please? I think that's a little bit sarcastic. There's also something about a mouse cursor. I think some Americans been horribly critical of the stream. I do it all the time. My mouse got I streamed the OLTP game this morning. My mouse was nominated for MVP because it got so much screen time, apparently. Is there
David one person we don't need in the spectator spots? I'm guessing that decision was made by Pescas. That's okay. Don't worry.
Are we all right? Nebbit, are you the Sunball? Is that you?
I am, yes. Unfortunately, cool. I don't do much playing on Orbit.
It's fine. And the Snowy Lime saying, remember, North American teams have won all 5 Super Bowls. So that's a good point. But, and David Louis asking, is Nads even here, or will Exile be playing there? Neb, any insight into that?
Exile, I believe will be playing at least in the All-Stars. He was not voted as a Major League All-Star. I think he might be, if he's available, I think Micro will put him in the championship.
I think he was mainly playing minor league this season, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And there's more changes for the EU team. We've got Grapefruit in again with Mike C. And then we've got 2 Sunballs. Which are the 2 Sunballs?
Well, I'm
probably
spectator.
one of them.
Sunball 3 will be Fat, and Orb will be the other.
Fat and Orb is probably.
Yes, yeah. Sunball 3 is Fat, we're assuming. This Sunball is Orb. Not sure why these players don't log in. Mike C, an offensive player and captain for Season 3 in Grapefruit, who you saw get that game-winning cap. We're about ready to get underway. Blastoff is the map, and we're starting on the EU server. So, Neb, MLTP really need to get a good result in this one, or they're going to be going into the 4th game really under pressure.
Oh, no doubt. I think they at least have to keep it level here. If not, give themselves a little cushion just to be sure.
And Dave, more of the same from ELTP, or are you expecting more from them?
I'm expecting about the same from ELTP, but I do think that the MLTP All-Stars will be going out there with something they feel they need to prove. So that could kind of tilt either way. They could really just wreck some shit or lose a little bit of confidence as the game goes on.
What port are we on?
We're on port 4.
Cool. Cover me.
Yeah, so we're starting with a lot of flaccid grabs from Europe right there, and 2 TagPros for the North American All-Stars. Serdan and Dino kind of like playing tic-tac of who's going to get the flag, and eventually Dino gets it. And he's returned.
They've been hoping to do better. They had the 2 TagPros there, and 2 TagPros, lethal combination, but not working. So there's Orb and Mikesy. Yeah, so Sunball 3 is Orb. And they use the bomb, and Mikesy manages to get away. He's going top. He faked bottom, going top at the minute. Fez giving chase at the minute, but he's boosting. He chooses not to blast off. Serdan's closing him down, gets the return, but the regrab train well and truly underway already for ELTP. Orb just hanging around, giving Mikesy a chance. He gets the angle really nice, but he stays away from Serdan. He tries to split them, but he can't do it as Dino grabs all this flaccid. 3 flashes there. Only Fez between Mikesy and the cap for ELTP's boosting. All the other people coming in. The blocks are there, and ELTP take a lead, and some really rookie play there from MLTP. I'm sorry to say it. That's not me being biased, but Neb, that wasn't great grabs there, was it?
I completely agree. It was just like blatant impatience when the smart play would have been to just wait.
But Dino's coming in here, and he could immediately hit back. He boost up. There's only Mikesy in the way, but the blocks from Micro and Fez work right there. Mikesy managed to get the return, and it remains 1-0 to ELTP, and they'll be happy with that, do you, Bo?
Yeah, definitely. I think I have to note that even though there were a lot of flaccid grabs from the MLTP All-Stars, I'm pretty sure at least 2 of them were not intended, and they just kind of happened to be blasted into the flag or pushed into it, which is unfortunate.
And did you see that? Dino gets away immediately. I don't know if you saw that. He was pinned in the bottom corner and still got away from Fat, and he's coming in now. I don't know if you did miss that. You need to rewind the stream because he was literally in the bottom corner with 2 around him. I have no idea how he got away, but he did. And he went up the right-hand side, but Orb uses blast up to get a return. Serdan, though, he's under the cost. Serdan's coming in here. He's got the blocks. There's 2 there, but Fat's coming in with a TagPro, and that's going to really inhibit his chance to cap as Serdan gets returned. Mikesy coming in here, and Dino grabs and goes away. What were we saying, Rems?
As I said, it looked like Fat was just trying to wait for someone else to be there to pop the regrab, and he just waited too long and just let Dino slip away.
But Serdan is coming through the middle here. Oh, Serdan was ahead of all 4, and Mikesy gets the snipe and really keeps LTP in the game there. Really good play by Mikesy with that snipe. Well done by MLTP. They're way ahead of 4, but just couldn't stop the snipe in the end. And we're seeing a much more well, it's just as open, but a bit more frantic game than on Danger Zone here.
Yeah, what we're seeing, it's pretty open from the beginning. And
I'm sorry to cut you off. Dino's got away, and he's going for blast off. He's coming in. Oh, he doesn't quite hit the wall, and he gets returned. Desperately unlucky there for Dino, who has been playing absolutely phenomenally so far. I know his team are losing, but especially in this game, he's been playing really well for me. Hit the blast off, and for some reason just didn't work out for him, and he was ahead of 3, and that would have almost been certainly a cap. Him and Dino and Serdan somehow both boosting collide. And ends up with Serdan getting returned. And they do it again. Dino manages to stay alive this time. Serdan gives him a little block, and that he's coming in. Here's Dino. He's still got a lot of work to do. The stream base. Micro tries to use the bomb to clear some space. Doesn't quite work out. Went a little bit early. As they get returned. Mikesy, he's in base. Serdan needs to stay alive. He needs to stay alive. But Mikesy's been forced up to that top left corner, and they're running rings around them in a minute. Power-ups will be spawned in the next kind of 15 to 20 seconds. Only 3 power-ups on this map, so power control a lot more important, Devo.
Yeah, I mean, it's always important, but I think on Danger Zone you saw a team get a lot of power-ups, but it didn't really matter all too much. But on this map, it's really integral. Like, if you get a TagPro on defense at the right moment, it could mean the difference between no caps and 2 caps for your team.
At least on the first game, we had the power-up counter up, and although they couldn't put it to good use, probably because of the type of map and stuff, MLTP were wrecking it on power-up control. Do you reckon they can translate that into this game? I mean, it's
They already have. They just picked up all 3 of those ones, but
yeah.
Mikesy's been managing to keep away at the moment, and now they've all expired.
Yeah, it's currently 9-6 in power-ups altogether. 2 MLTP. So it was 6-all before they got those 3. But ELTP kind of losing the times a little bit. And MLTP seeming a lot more well-drilled as Mike C goes under Sir Dan. Sir Dan with a nice boost all the way across, looking for the snipe. Mike C just goes under him. Sir Dan's got away in that top left at the minute. He's being chased by Fat. He's just ahead of Fat. He's coming to base. Grapefruit's probably going to get a return. No, he goes past Grapefruit. Absolutely shows him the jukes. And he's allowed to run over the empty flag space. Really good play by Sir Dan there. He didn't have much on for him, but he still managed to give himself a chance to roll over the flag in case the return came at the right time. Mike C and Dino right next to each other at the minute. They don't kiss. Fez gets the return. Dino's coming in here. The blocks are there. There's a TagPro. He needed to show some patience, but Orb gets the return, and that was the best chance for MLTP there, Neb.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I mean, obviously poorly timed. You couldn't get that TagPro over quite soon enough, but again, a little more patience by Dino would have been nice to see.
I mean, whether he knew the TagPro was there, whether the communication was there, but I'm sure if he knew or if he just thought for a second, he would have slowed down and allowed the return to come because no one was behind him. He'd got the boost. He had, a second or two.
Mm-hmm.
And that could come back. I mean, this is on the home server for the Europeans. As Orb comes across now, they could make it 2, and that would be a dagger to the heart of LTP in this game. But he's managed to, they've managed to force him away. But a couple of grabs, they could be flaccid if Fez gets returned. Fez does get returned. Sir Dan goes for another grab. That's risky as hell, and he gets returned as well. 3 flashes there. Orb's coming in. He's in a cap. No, he doesn't. Dino gets the grab and the return. Dino absolutely leading the MLTP here, playing fantastically, really showing the jukes of Grapefruit there, and he certainly saved the skin there, didn't he, Neb? Really saved them after 3 flacids.
No, in my opinion, Dino is the best overall player at least in the North American portion of TagPro.
And the way he's playing in this half for me, not on his home server, he is playing absolutely fantastically, but it's not enough as of now for MLTP. They are 1-0 down, and a couple of the flaccid grabs, especially that third one by Sir Dan, that was questionable.
Yeah. I think the Americans are definitely showing, confidence in their ability to grab, but at times it's been,
Dino gets returned, but Sir Dan manages to get the re-grab as Mike C is running the map as well. And Sir Dan's going to get returned. Oh, no, he uses bomb, but he does get returned. And the Evil, I mean, ELTP felt a little bit lucky to not be, a little bit unlucky to not be 2-0 down. 2-0 up, sorry.
You could say that, but at the same time, you also have to say that, Mike C got a very good snipe with a lucky boost spawn earlier on to stop North America from tying the game.
Oh, but Dino's coming in here. Dino's coming in. He's got a rolling bomb. He's still got 3 to beat, but he has got a rolling bomb. And he was trying to angle himself. It was a smart play. He was trying to angle himself so he didn't knock them into the flag, but it didn't work out. But Grapefruit's got away here. Fez has got the flag at the bottom. He's just sat waiting on it, playing it safe. They're going to go try and return Grapefruit. They don't. Grapefruit's still alive. Dino grabs. He gets away, but Dino could get returned here. He does by Fat, but Sir Dan managed to get the return in the meantime. It's getting a bit frantic. The re-grab train well and truly going as Fez gets the snipe there. Sir Dan's trying to come in. He's still got a lot to do. Mike C's got a free re-grab at the minute, and he heads down to the right-hand side. Sir Dan splits Fat and Orb, but he ends up with a face-full spike, but it was a nice split if only that spike wasn't there. Dino and Mike C, the 2 flag carriers, right next to each other at the minute, but they've decided to go their separate ways. Dino near a TagPro. No one comes to get it from his team, so he takes it himself, and he gets ahead of Fat. That's really nicely done, but Fat gets him with a snipe. Mike C's coming in here. He's got a rolling bomb. Micro needs to get out of there. He's got out of there fast. He does, as Mike C's sitting with that rolling bomb. Micro knows he needs to stay alive, but and Dino comes and saves him, absolutely saves him, as Sir Dan grabs, and again, he has to stay alive. The rolling bomb still not neutralized. MLTP finally neutralize it and get a return. As Sir Dan's coming in here, but Orbs managed to grab for ELTP and get away down the right-hand side as Fat gets the return for him, and it is a constant re-grab train for both teams who've got a minute left on this server, the home server for ELTP. They've got a slender 1-0 lead, and although they're losing, MLTP might fancy their chances the way they played on this map, going to their home server as Fat gets away along the bottom. Dino going through the mid at the moment and just running the time down. We've got 45 seconds left. Are we going to see anything dramatic, Devil?
I'm not sure we're going to see anything dramatic this half, but
we could do though. Dino's coming in here. The blocks are there. There's only 1 to beat. He's got round 1. The bomb is used, and the bomb, he didn't go for it. He was actually trying to be patient, but We criticised them for lack of patience earlier, but almost too patient there. But Fat's away here. Sir Dan's managed to grab. He's got a rolling bomb. Should be able to stay alive for some time. But MLTP coming very close to equalising the game there. Sir Dan just needs to stay alive with that rolling bomb for now. There's only 15 seconds left. He's going for a cap, but no one is even close to fight. He gets returned. Dino gets the regrab. Fat's getting no help at the minute. He's being chased down by Micro and Festyle, and they get the return. Dino's got 5 seconds. There's no boost there. And Mike sees mine down that ELT one cap. As far as I'm aware, Rems, that would mean... Are we doing overtime? We need to know now, really.
I don't know. I don't. If someone Gibbs is watching the stream, I'm sure Gibbs can answer. It's difficult to do overtime for one single map though because of the server issue. So
we do need rules clarification. So the issue is in ELTP. In this situation, if it was a draw, for example, if MLTP won 1-0 or 2-1 or something, if it was a draw, ELTP would win overall because they would have won the first game and the second game would be a draw. As far as I know, Neb, in MLTP, it wouldn't be a draw the second game. It would go to overtime. And so then if MLTP won in overtime, it would be 1 game each. Is that right? Is that how it's done in MLTP?
Yeah, that's how it's done in MLTP.
Cool. So we need clarification of which rules we're playing, and this kind of probably should have been clarified at the start because MLTP might want it a certain way now. Do you reckon, Rems?
Well, based on, if I could add, based on the fact that we didn't play in overtime in the first game, I would assume we were going by ELTP standards.
The first game, because it was only the first half. The second half.
True. Excuse me. You're right. You guys did win, so we'll see.
Probably needs working out before we get the game underway to avoid any unsavoury incidents. And there seems to be a substitution for it's 1-0 Pescas overall. There seems to be a substitution there, Neb. It seems we've got Stalin in, and who's come out?
That's Sir Dan has come out. I think one of the reasons is that Dino and Stalin have probably some of the most chemistry of any two of the elite offensive players in North America. We saw a lot of Dino and Sir Dan, not necessarily, they didn't have a lack of chemistry, but you saw a lot of bumping into each other and boosting into each other.
And tell us a little bit about Stalin. For those Europeans that don't know him.
Personality-wise, Stalin's one of the loudest guys you'll ever talk to on Mumble, but he's a very, very smart player. He gets underrated in terms of his IQ in TagPro, and very good one-on-one juker, and just overall always on regrab. Really smart player.
And the argument's starting to, I think, start a little bit. The Americans saying, if this is a draw, then we go to overtime. With a couple of the Europeans saying, if this is a draw, we've won. Just a clash of the rules there, and I mean, how are we going to work this out? Really, it's difficult to know. I mean, obviously MLTP would fight for it going to overtime naturally because A, that's how they play, and B, that keep them in the game. ELTP obviously go argue for them. What do you reckon is going to happen, Deeble?
I think there's merit to both ways of doing it. Like if you consider it a best two out of three, then a draw would be not enough to see you get the best out of 3, and you would have to have one more game like that. But like if you're just doing best out of 2, then it's a different story. So it all kind of depends on how you view the whole thing.
Just from my perspective, obviously there's some bias there, but if the ELTP are so confident that they're better than America, why would they be afraid to go to overtime?
Am I allowed to ban the 2 main players? Is that for spamming? Is that against the rules?
I wouldn't be opposed to banning Dino and Stalin from Turbo and Stalin, not Dino.
Unsportsmanlike, I'm not sure. For those that are wondering why we're asking that, they've just literally spammed group chat.
What's happening then? What's the plan?
I think we'll end up doing 5-5, but we'll obviously have to get past this half. I can see Major League winning this half, to be fair. So,
who's typing so loud, Dave? Well, that's you, isn't it? You're doing a forwarding.
Yeah.
He's trying to improve his words per minute.
So we're going to get underway. Right now, it is looking like MLTP will get away. And if this is a tie, aka MLTP win overall, it will go to a 5-minute overtime on each server. That's only if it's a tie. So that means that that's if MLTP win this half by 1 cap difference. If it's a draw this half, or if ELTP win, they win overall. The Evil, please push to talk. We don't want to hear your typing.
I think he's doing it on purpose now.
Yeah, I think he is. Okay, what the hell is this? Is this a common thing that happens in American games, Neb? What are they talking about?
What, the spamming?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it common, but Stalin's never been one to care about the rules.
If you ever watched any Twitch chat ever, that's basically what they're doing.
Well, a Twitch chat and a group chat are different things. I think Stalin's a little immature for doing this, but this is not like a knock against Stalin, but I'd expect him to do crazy shit like that.
So lots of people chatting us through. Very, very busy chat at the minute. Stop slowly. Give your predictions. What's going to happen in this game? So MLTP need to win by at least 1 cap. Otherwise, they are out. Brickster saying that there should have been an away goals rule, Rems. Not sure how the Americans would have taken to that, because that's not really a concept that I don't think you have for games in America. Are you aware of the away goals rules, Neb? Do you know what that is?
I've never really heard the term before, but just from like context, because I'm guessing that the team with more caps on the opponent's on the non-home server gets the tiebreak.
Yeah, it's in European football games, so you play games over 2 legs, similar to how this has been done. And say that you draw 1-1 at home and you draw 2-2 away, you've scored 2 goals away, so yeah, you win overall.
Right, that makes sense to me. I understand the concept.
So it might be something to bear in mind for future ELTP versus MLTP battles. The teams are almost ready, so it's Nub, Hypernome, Ron Burgundy, and Deadnan for the ELTP team. What do you reckon to that, Devil?
I don't think you can go wrong with that kind of team. Deadnan and Nub are both proven on offense, and Hypernome and Ron Burgundy have helped carry their teams in their respective seasons.
Like, one thing I've noticed is that the players that are playing on the US servers are more established and probably have more experience playing on the US servers.
Yeah, I think especially Deadnan has been playing a lot of tournaments on the US servers lately.
I kicked Deadnan into gear.
Devil, please.
What?
You know what?
I don't think I do.
Mm-hmm. Stop typing. Please, guys.
Rams, please. That's not very fitting.
You're also a professional. As we get the game underway. So only the 3 power-ups. So ELTP in the blue corner, MLTP in the red corner. MLTP down by 1 cap, and they need to make up that 1 cap deficit. If they make up the 1 cap deficit, we're going to overtime. If they make up more than that, we're going to a 3rd game. So either way, it's going to be very exciting. Starling gets a grab. Starling being subbed in his first appearance in this All-Stars games, but Micro, Turbo, and Dino all being played earlier. Deadnan and Nub, Hypo, and Ron back for some action on the American servers. Let's see how this game works out as Dino grabs, and good blocks by Starling allowed Dino away along the top. Deadnan and Nub both going to cover blast off, but he's coming through the middle. I don't think the shout's come yet. It has just in time. Deadnan gets the button, stops Dino busting in. Dino just waiting in the middle. No one chasing for him. Hypo Gnome comes after him. He runs a ring around him, goes through the mid. Ron goes for the stack, misses out. That could prove costly. Dino carrying very well here as Hypo goes for the return. He's still a pixel off him. Hypo's going to get that middle power up. There's all 3 power ups there for ELTP. They got 1 of each. Let's see how they put them to good use. No one's chasing Dino, though. They're working on getting the grab. And Denan ends up grabbing. Poor coordination there. He's the one with the TagPro. He ends up grabbing. Ron gets the re-grab. He's got no power up, but he heads to that top left to avoid the snipe. Dino still not being chased to Evil. They're not chasing him.
Yeah, I guess they were just kind of busy with getting power-ups, and after that, kind of figuring out who would actually end up with the flag.
And Dino had the easiest carry of his life there. You know, no one giving chase. Nub's got away up the left. Stalin's got away down the right. No one really giving any close chase out of them. But Nub just avoids a snipe by Turbo there as Starlin is coming in, but Ron gets the return. And again, it's end-to-end stuff. Remember, just one cap in this game so far. Deadnan coming in. He's got 2 blocks home. Dino being blocked out. Deadnan's coming in. Dino forced to grab, gets returned. Oh, but then Deadnan gets the return just as Turbo rolls over the flag. ELTP very close to capping there, but denied. But Hypo's coming in here. He's got a rolling bomb. He boosts low. Dino grabs. The rolling bomb's neutralized, and Hypo's on the flag at the right time. And it's 1-0 to ELTP, giving them a 2-cap lead overall. They've taken the lead once again on the American servers. Oh, but Deadnan manages to stay alive. Somehow, I don't know how he stayed alive there. Otherwise, that was going to be a cap for Starlin. But it's 2-0 overall now to ELTP. And Neb, it's a long way back for you guys, let's face it.
I mean, I'm still confident, but it's been pretty sloppy to this point.
But Starlin seems to not be playing bad, and Dino showing that he's playing well. And I don't know if that cap, Devo, I don't think it was down to like any mistakes from MLTP, like maybe a couple of the other caps have been. It was more just good play and being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I think also along with a combination of good power control from Europe and them taking advantage of it really helped and get the cap right there.
Yeah, Starlin's boosted through the middle now. The flag's home. There's only Hypo in front of him, but Ron, bit of a mix-up. Not sure who's going which way. And Ron gets the return, and MLTP really probably should have capped then. But you're right, the power-up control for the first time in this game is actually, as there's a mix-up between Deadnan and Ron there, power-up control is for the first time in ELTP's favour. No matter whether they've been winning or losing, the power-up control has always been with the Americans as Turbo's coming in the bottom here. He's going to struggle to cap though. Ron boost round him, does like a circle round him. Not sure how that happened. But power-up control, it's currently 9-3 in favour of the Europeans as he nearly got through that gap, nearly juggled them there. Stalin's going towards Blastoff as he chooses not to go Blastoff. He comes down, but Deadnan's forcing him back towards base. And remember, 2 caps will only tie this game overall, and that's a big ask of MLTP at the minute, but they are on their home server. They've got 6 minutes left and Starlin is in. Maybe it just needed a little bit of time to find their feet. They've got ELTP under some pressure here. Starlin's coming down to the bottom and he gets past Hypo. Deadnan, brilliant play by Starlin. He's coming in. Hypo comes behind him, gets the return though, but Dino's got a nice free re-grab. He goes down the right hand side. He's picked up a rolling bomb, but Ron Burgundy's got a TagPro at the other end, and that's going to make it difficult to cap, but he is doing that rolling bomb. He knocks Hypo out of the way. Ron Burgundy grabs with a TagPro, gets returned, and that could prove costly, but Hypo gets in the right place at the right time, gets the return. But Starlin, again, the re-grab train well and truly going. He's going to try boost through that gate. He does. He's against the back wall. He just got a block. Deadnan, they're going to get the blocks, and it's going to be a cap, and MLTP have hit back, and they've reduced the cap deficit to 1. And you might be right, Neb. It might not be over yet. Great.
No, it's definitely a solid play right there. I think they finally, got themselves oriented in a way that they get the blocks that they needed.
Deadnan's coming in here, though. Sorry to cut you off. Deadnan's coming in. Oh, somehow he avoids getting returned, but then the bomb gets him at the second time of asking. And, I mean, this game is really, really tight. Remember, it's just 1 cap. I'm pretty sure if MLTP did win by that cap, this game would be tied. It would be going to overtime to see who would win the second game overall, as Nub narrowly avoids getting returned, but also misses out on that power up. It's still there, that juke juice, but Micro finally picks it up, and Hypo's got the TagPro on the right. So 13-5 power-ups in favour of VLTP. They've still got much power-up control, but it's not helping them so far, as they are 1-0 down, as Nub gets returned by Micro. Deadnan's going to get a free grab. He's going to use the bomb to get away. He heads bottom. He doesn't quite hear right, but he hits it well enough. Dino carried at the minute. He's going towards the middle right. The flag carriers kiss, and Starling gets the regrab, and he bombs top, and he hits it well. The two flag carriers go towards together, and they kiss, and I think that shut the regrab train down. Well, then, no, I'm completely wrong, as Ron and Micro again both get away, both coming towards each other. Let's see how it ends up. They both manage to stay alive. Micro is on the flag, though. Ron needs to stay alive, but no one's giving chase to him.
I just want to beg them to hold someone back, because the regrab, they're not going to win if they just leave. The regrabs happen, which is just happening too easy. It's such a chasey map.
Rems, that sounds like bias to me.
I'm allowed to be biased, it's fine. I'm the ELTP commissioner, what do you expect?
Oh, and Ron narrowly staying alive. No, he doesn't. It's Micro. Oh, Micro got the return. Starling boosted him, but then no, I don't believe it. MLTP have taken the lead. That happened out of nowhere. Deadman grabbed, and he was away. He was clear, and he went for the power up, and he hit the spike. And Starling gets the easiest cap he'll ever get. And Dino's coming in here. It could get even worse for ELTP. Turbo takes out Ron. He's forced Deadman away, and MLTP, they've turned it all the way around. It's 3-1. It's 3-2 overall, but Deadman's hitting back. Deadman has hit back. I don't believe it's end to end, and the one cap lead is restored. And Nob's coming in here, and end-to-end stuff. I don't believe what we're seeing. MLTP currently leading by 1. That means it's tied overall, and we are going to overtime as it stands to see who wins the second game. And we won't be having a third then, but this is the evil. Just what the hell just happened?
Well, with the first cap that the MLTP guys got.
Oh, sorry, it's coming off. Starling's coming in there. He's boosting in. Oh, he boosts straight into Nob. Pixel to the right, and that would have been a cap. But go on, we'll go back to you, Devil.
Yeah, what happened was that it may look like Deadman spiked himself for no reason, but Stalin actually hit the bomb in his space, just pushing Deadman slightly into the spike.
Deadman's coming in here, though. He could cap, but Starling kisses, and Starling gets the return with the tag pros. And Neb, I mean, that was some exciting play there.
Oh, yeah, I think it was actually a perfectly timed bomb by Stalin. I mean, I don't know if you knew there was going to be a return.
Sorry to go off again. He's going against the back wall. The blocks are there, and he's capped. I don't believe it. MLTP have restored the lead, and as it stands right now, we'll be going to a third game. I do not believe it. MLTP have hit back out of nowhere. They were down. They were out. The title was going to ELTP, and they have hit back well and truly. Starling gets the regrab along the top, and Neb, you must be buzzing right now. You said it wasn't over, and you were right. As Starling boosting again, he's against the back wall, and there's a plastic grab, and that's going to be it. This game is going to overtime. MLTP absolutely turning the Europeans over here, embarrassing them, and Neb, you must be buzzing.
Yeah, I mean, Dino and Stalin are just such great flag carriers that if you let them get that regrab train, they're going to get the caps eventually.
And currently there's 2 caps in it, and that's probably too much for ELTP to make up right now, the evil, especially with the momentum as it is.
Yeah, I don't expect them to be able to get 2 caps in this time frame. They may be able to just get the tie, but that's going to be Pixel in that case.
But I think with a minute left, it'll be. I mean, I say we need something dramatic, but we've already had a lot of dramatic scenes here. Starling bombing around his base. Some really exciting play there. I hope you're enjoying this on the stream. But right now, as it stands, MLTP going to win the second game, and we will be going to overtime. I don't know what map it'll be. I don't know what server it'll be or whatever the rules, but it's going to be bloody exciting. That's all we know as Dino comes in here and spikes himself to the last Starling. Nice regrab as Deadman gets away. But both teams running the map. We've got 30 seconds left, and whew, it's going to be overtime's going to be good, guys. But what are we doing for overtime? Do we know?
It's a community choice map. It's, again, 10 on each server.
So there you go. You heard it here. It's going to be a community choice map with 10 minutes on each server for
it's either
the
community
overtime
choice
game.
or the players choose one or the other. I can't remember which, but
Community choice. That's going to be fun. We'll get that set up. If it is going to be a community choice, we will get that set up as soon as possible as the game finishes 5-2. So 5-3 overall to the MLTP.
In fact, I think it's the players choose. So, but we choose now. So
thinking with portals, right?
Oh god. So a quick look through the stream and people. Jamie Fallon saying, Dr. McDonald, move your mouse cursor. It's not me streaming, so sorry about that. Mike Charles despair at Deadnan. Mike C, Bob Bolson just saying no, Deadnan. And Ray Kiley saying that number 5 pick skill. Adi Raja something, so Deadnan equals dead. and Bobson, Deadman spiking himself to give the cap. Dude suggesting it had to be lag, and I mean that was the turning point. I know you said it was. Jamie Fallon says he was pointing to the spike by the bomb, but I mean, despite that was the turning point, Diva, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's when everything kind of went crazy, and we got 3 caps in a few seconds, and after that, MLTP just kind of got a few more caps after that and kept the initiative and managed to shut down the ELTP All-Stars.
What map do you think we're going to see? Some suggestions of the map. Thinking with Portal's been figure of 8, being suggested quite a lot. Subhan asking what server was Blastoff game on. It was a half on each server. Friday suggesting penalties. We could have a penalty shootout. maybe one day. Be difficult to do with the lag. Be a bit harsh. Thinking with Portals being suggested by a lot of people, but I don't think the players are going to suggest that. And Rems, I'm going to let you sort it out, and I'm going to get a beer and leave you in there, Pierre, to keep people sorted.
Yeah, so there was some confusion with these players. Some of them want to play overtime. Some have even suggested that just calling it a draw, going home, calling it equal. We'll see what happens. But can't say for sure what's gonna happen.
Pescus, give me 10 minutes on orbit. Give me 10 minutes on orbit. Someone can take my place on the American server. Mike CC is he'll do American half.
Boombox.
Boombox, Smoke, Giaquada.
We could do Smoke. If we do Smoke, we should put me and Orb on attack on the EU server.
Yeah, we should do Smoke. Or me and Flick. Me and Flick are sick on Smoke.
I'd like Boombox. I don't want Smoke.
If it's Boombox, me and Flick. If it's Smoke, you can have it.
It's not Smoke.
Or Mike C can just play everything. One man ho. Mike C and Pescus.
I'm just waiting for ELTP to choose so I can go to the American server and find out what they choose.
We're up to 193 people watching. Let's see if we'll hit the 200 mark as the Americans slowly wake up on this Sunday afternoon.
I mean, I hope most of us are woken up by now.
Nia suggesting corner ball. Snowy suggesting open field masters. Daniel Giles suggesting a neutral flag maps. Jericho suggesting the new dumbbell with portals. These are all the worst choices in the world.
I think hockey. Hockey would be the best choice.
Hockey.
I don't know how popular it is in ELTP.
Oh, we like hockey, don't we, Devil? Although we normally like playing hockey with like 12 aside. 6 versus 6 open field masters. It'd be interesting. Oh, just think after this, Neb. Yeah, after this, we've got the Champions v Champions. Bloody hell! Why have we done all this in the same night? We've still got another. I mean, with this, we've got fucking how much we got? We've got another 60 minutes of action coming up still. It's a long way to go. Followed by the MLTP draft.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty intense. A lot of action today. It's what is it? 11:30 right now over in.
I'm 10:30 in UK, 11:30 Europe.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I was up 12 hours ago. I was here doing the 12 hours ago. I was up doing the OLTP final. So the OLTP final, if you do get a chance to watch the replay, they had their Pro Bowl first, which wasn't the most exciting of games. It was all right, but it was a decimation by one team. But the replay is on the sub, and I would suggest giving it a watch. It was a very, very good final for the first ever OLTP Premier Bowl. That growing community in Australia and New Zealand is doing very well, and it was an absolute cracking final. So watch it back. You might enjoy it. Then we had the ELTP draft, which went off very nicely. And then now we've got this game. And then we've got the champions versus champions game. And then it's the MLTP draft. So Sunday, the 20th of July, it surely needs to be named TagPro Day. I mean, it's just absolutely mental stuff happening all day today. Very exciting things happening. We are going to take a short break as you people on the chat argue about what map should we have and stuff like that. It basically seems like a massive contest to suggest the stupidest map in the world. Apart from you, Jason Johnson, because you're suggesting penalties, which is an absolute cracking map. I agree with you too, Matt Hedges. Penalties would be the best way to solve this. I'm not biased at all. Of course, I didn't make the penalties map, but we're going to take a short break, and we will be back with you very shortly when we know what map is happening.
Smack, there we go. Yeah, it's smack. Yeah, it's back to 10 minutes and there then. We'll start on this one, it's easier. Yeah, no. The lag just won't work. The guys picked smack. Don't diss. The smoke was in the top 3. I think they forced it to be smack because they knew you picked it, to be fair, but yeah, because they put TWP and I can't remember what the other one was. Why am I leader?
Can someone drag Neb down? Because we left him behind. I left him behind.
It's Smoke. Where's the fourth? It's not like ELTP had 10 minutes to sort that out.
So the map is going to be Smirk. So are we doing 10 minutes on each? Is that right, on each server? So we're starting on Radius, I think. 10 minutes on Radius on Smirk. And this should be a really good spectacle. Oh, what are your thoughts, Devo, as we start this overtime? What I can't believe is that we've got another game to come after this. Christ. Another 40 minutes. I'm not sure I can take it.
It's definitely been a long day. I think that's all we can say about that. And it's going to keep going for a while as well.
Yeah, I think we should just have a half each of the other one. But anyway.
Yeah, I think that probably would be more appropriate if we're doing 2 matches in one day. People might get a little bit tired of this match. But aside from that, Smirk is a map that's been played in ELTP and MLTP this season, so both teams will have serious competitive experience on it.
Please let me know the part as we join, as we are about to get underway. So, Neb, what are your thoughts on Smirk as a map?
Maybe we should unmute him.
Yeah, we should unmute him. Yeah, we'll go on. We'll unmute the American. Go on.
First, I was going to say shout out to Noobkin for making 2 of the maps that we're using this match. But overall, I think
Noobkin is a scrub. I think we can all agree on that.
I mean, he's a terrible player, but he's a good map maker.
I mean, we could debate that. Port 5.
But the Americans, I think they're going to be. They've had the misfortune of starting out slow in each half, so we'll see if they can fix that and start out strong in this half.
Immediately, nothing too exciting coming from the power-ups there. Mike C gets a grab off early on. He gets returned. And quite a different map, Devil, to the last 2 that we've played. The last 2, fairly similar in a way in that they're quite chasing. This one, not a chasing map.
Yeah, I think the only similarity you can say between this and, for example, Blast Up is that it's got 3 power-ups, but the base is just so much more defensively based than a base like Blast Off and Danger Zone. Even though it has a defensive base, it's really easy to run around on that map, and that's not something you can do on this map.
And we've got Mike C, Flickioli, Hypo, and Ron Burgundy. So a bit of a change there for the people playing on the American server. Oh, but Stalin's got away top. He's ahead of 3. They had the gate. Oh, there's a TagPro at home. Flick forced to grab. Flick managed to stay alive. And Flick is still alive, but he gets it in the end. Terrible chasing by the people saying they can't see the stream, Pescus. Get the stream live, please. Pescus.
It's live. Oh no, I'm watching a completely different game.
Stream. Pescus.
It's a pub. We're all watching a pub.
Right, I think it's live now.
Oh, it's up now.
So those of you that missed it, what happened is MLTP, they got away through the gate and they had a TagPro on D. Flickioli was the only person stopping them from capping, but the TagPro was obviously going to cause him some problems. So he got up to the top of the right-hand base and got round, and he got past 2, but he got returned by a 3rd person. A couple of the ELTP players spiked themselves whilst chasing, and that's how they capped. So MLTP taking a 1-0 lead on their own server, and MLTP started out so poorly, but now they are coming back strongly. And Devil, that change in play, the change of the players, Mike C, I don't think he's played on American servers very often, has he?
No, he hasn't. But I think I understand the decision to put him in because he played really well when Smirk was played. Both in the regular season and when we were playing in the playoffs. So I think it's worth giving him a shot.
Oh, but Daniel's got ahead top, and they've let him out top twice now. And he's ahead of 2. He's coming in through the mid. He chooses to go bottom. Ron gets the return, but the regrab trains 1 through. They go and they shut it down. Starling has gone bottom. Ron Burgundy going after him, and he gets a return. That's good play from Ron there. They've shut that regrab train down. But Flick and Mike, I don't think they've got actually out of base yet once. Maybe this is the time as Micro goes for the snipe, and Flick just pauses enough and holds off. And that's but he gets returned. Mike C's able to go for the top now. Micro's going to get there, though. Oh, he gets past Micro, but Turbo gets the return, and MLTP really dominating so far. ELTP not showing much in the way of getting really out of base, and there's already 3 minutes goes. Micro picks up 2 of the power-ups there, and power-up control very much with MLTP, as well as Hyper waiting by the boost. Gets a nice snipe on Dino there and takes out Starling as well for good measure. Micro grabs and he's got a juke juice, so he's going to try and use that to get away. He's running rings around running Hyper, but Ron gets him with the snipe. Smart play there from the new Season 3 captain. And if they return Starling, they could do all right here. Flickioli's boosted through the middle. He's ahead of all 4. They just need to block Micro. It's going to be a cap here for LTP. And a nicely worked cap there, Devil. Oh, Mike C going past Starling. Sorry, I'll cut you off. Mike C doing really well, but he gets returned by Nub. Micro's grabbed at the other end. He should get returned by Ron. He does. He's got a regrab, though. And all the MLT players, I'm not sure what just happened, but 3 of them ended up dead. They're going to block Starling, and Flickioli's coming in here. He lines up the boost, and he gets the cap. And Neb, what the hell happened to them there? I didn't even see.
I'm gonna give Turbo the benefit of the doubt and say he's lagging because he just boosted directly into a spike. Like, not even nowhere, even in close proximity to the flag carrier.
And out of nowhere, ELTP have turned this game around and Flickioli's away. He's got Mike C with him. He's got a TagPro. He's left the TagPro behind, but Mike C, Flickioli, he boosts up to the top right and he tries to go off that corner, which is a nice move. But ELTP are turning this around here, the Evil. The regrab train well and truly going. And those 2 caps, nice caps. Evil.
Yeah, really good caps there, and might have been a little bit of luck involved there with what Neb said, that there may have been some lag issues.
Maxie's coming in here, though. Sorry to cut you off again. No, carry on.
It should be noted that while the US obviously is better on radius, Turbo is not an East Coast player. He's more towards the middle of the country, so he doesn't have a great connection to radius.
But as he doesn't have a connection to radius, he has great sniping abilities. He takes out Flickioli there with that beautiful snipe. Power-ups are spawning, people battling him. Starling gets the juke juice from the middle. Ron Burgundy gets the TagPro on the left. And the right-hand side, not sure if it's spawned. Mike and Micro are still battling for it. And Mike C wins it. And he's even the power-up battle up. It's 8-9 in favour of MLTP. So close to the power-ups as Mike C gets away with the juke juice. Starling also with the juke juice, giving chase. And he gets the return. Ron using that TagPro aggressively on defence. And Flickioli gets returned there. Dino grabs it. Dino gets ahead of 3 here. Ron waiting for the snipe. He uses it to get ahead. He doesn't get the snipe, but Dino doing good work there. He lures Flickioli in, and Flickioli is attacking, but he's a very able defender as well. He lured him in there, but he goes past Ron, but Flick gets the return the second time of asking. And Ron playing very well in this game. It's a map that Ron likes, isn't it, D-Roll?
Yeah, it's a map he's comfortable on, and I think him having Hypernome there ensures that the ELTP All-Stars have 2 really good returners there ready to do everything when the flag is out. They may have some issues on doing the no grab, but aside from that, they're just a solid combination.
Dino's grabbed here, though. Sorry, at the bottom. He's used his rolling bomb to get away. He's boosted across and he's coming in. And there's only Flickioli between him and capping. Flickioli's rolling bomb's neutralised. He's blocked out the way by Micro, and that's a good cap by Dino. Terrible grab by Mike C. The flag was out. Didn't need to grab, and decision-making there was poor. It could cost his team here as it's 2-all, and they've thrown away that lead. As Starling goes past Mike, goes past Hypno, goes against the back wall, but Ron Burgundy gets the return and also gets the grab at the same time, but they don't need to get regrabs at the minute. Dino got the regrab at the other end, and MLTP have got ELTP under pressure here. There's 3 minutes left in this first half of overtime, and let's see what Dino can do here as he goes. Oh, he does brilliantly with that boost. He's coming straight through the middle. The blocks were amazing there, Neb, and MLTP have turned it around. What about that, Neb? Those blocks were amazing.
Beautiful, amazing blocks right there. Perfectly well coordinated between the 2 players.
And this is one of these maps where your caps can often come back to back, isn't it, Devil? And I mean, it's hard to just fault one move, but Mike see that. I didn't see the grab itself, but I know he grabbed and didn't get away when the flag was already out of base. And no matter whether it was a right or wrong decision, it's cost the LTP.
Yeah, it definitely did cost them with Dino coming in and Star coming in. And
he's grabbed again. He's grabbed again. Another risky grab. Not learning his lesson. Lucky to get away this time, but he has got away. So credit to him there. But he needs to stay alive as Dino's got ahead of 3. Mike C is going to stay alive. They finally get the return of Dino. Starling's grabbed at the other end. Starling going for the kiss there we might see so far away from the other end. But there's 2 minutes left, and currently MLTP are up by 1, and Starling's coming in. Flickioli with a nice return. He was one-on-one with Dino there. Dino got the block. Micro grabbing, and ELTP are all at sea at the minute. They're not playing well. They've kind of lost their shape a little bit. The decision-making's got poor. And Devo, they need to just calm down a little bit.
Yeah, especially on offense, they seem to be either just too risky or too careful. Like Mikesy with the grab, resulting in a cap, and a cap after that, having 2 ELTP players blocked out easily by the defense of MLTP. But
Mikesy can make amends here. He is away. The flag is at home. Hypo's got that TagPro. Hypo tries to take out Turbo. It's not happening yet. Oh, but they use the rolling bomb. That takes him out, and that's left Micro ahead of 3. But Flickioli's gone away at the bottom, but Flickioli needs to stay alive. He comes head-to-head with Turbo with smart play by Flick, experienced player. Heads back towards the base, doesn't try anything silly. We've got 1:10 left in this half. ELTP are down by 1. A quick look at the scoreboard shows Mikesy rooted to the bottom. That substitution not working out. I know score's not everything, but he's at the bottom by quite some distance. 11 grabs, only 1:20 of hold. He'll be disappointed with that. Not really done that much else. Only got the 1 return. And Mikesy was subbed in. He's probably one of his first times playing on an American server, and it's not been a gamble that's paid off for ELTP as it currently stands. They've got 45 seconds left in this half. This is their away half, but they are down by 1 in overtime, and they're going to have to come up with something special on their half to get back into this. With 35 seconds left, Flickioli's grabbed with a rolling bomb though, and he bombs them out of the way and actually kills his partner, but that means he's respawning defense. Flick looking to come in at the top. The button is there, but he hesitates on the gate, trying to stop going through, and I think that might be the end of the half. The Evo, your immediate thoughts?
I guess it went kind of as expected. Like, we've seen a lot of games start with a careful lead from one of the teams playing on their home
could we
server.
see some drama here, though? Sorry, Flick's coming in. Dino's going to get returned. There's not enough time. Sorry, we'll go back to you, Devo, as we see the scoreboard there. Mikesy really struggled to get going. So what were you saying, sorry?
I was just saying that we've seen so far that the home team has started careful, usually getting a lead on their home server, and all the action mainly happening in the second half. And I think that's what we're going to see now. I think the ELTP All-Stars has a slight advantage because it's only 1 cap, and Smirk is a map where you can get a lot of caps when things go right for you. But this is definitely not over by any stretch of imagination for either team.
Nev, what are you saying?
I think if I was in the war room right now for the North America All-Stars, I'd be telling them to just play conservatively. And obviously you don't want to play not to lose. You want to try to play to win and get caps, but you're going to be at a disadvantage with ping, and you want to just play safe and not give anything easy.
And one thing is certain, this has been an absolute cracking game, Devo.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, all of the games so far in this ELTP versus MLTP All-Stars have been close and full of action for both teams, and just the back-to-back action from time to time in a really good way without it being just a chase fest all the time.
We're going to see if there is any substitutions. So far, Deadman and Dino are the dead certs being picked. Dino asking for a minute. Fez has joined the group. Maybe he'll be coming in. We'll see what the teams are. And it looks like Mikesy has been dropped. No surprise there, Devo?
Yeah, I guess his performance in the first half probably wasn't inspiring to the captain. But that being said, I think they already planned to have the switch between Mikesy and Deadman in the second half. I imagine not might get in.
I played against Deadman on defense on this map, and MLTP in for a tough test here.
We'll be seeing Fez in for the US again, and I think among the elite US players, he's probably the most diverse in terms of playing on the servers in England and Paris.
Sir Dan at the minute thinking that he's going to play for blue team. Decided not to change so far. I'm sure he'll move over very soon. So yeah, it's Micro, Dino, Fez, and Sir Dan. Sir Dan again going back to the group blue team. Dead and Orb are the people that are playing, but still yet to decide who the defenders are going to be for ELTP. They're down by 1. The Evil asking Pescas to put the Evil in. which is probably crazy. Nub saying that Orb is better than Flick on this map. But yeah, Pescas, our streamer, is the captain of the ELTP team. Still to pick the defenders. Evo, who would you go for?
I think Deadnam plus Orb would be a solid combination.
Defense.
On defense, I think Fat would be a really good choice because he really showed to play extremely well, especially in the playoff for Red Bull Salzburg. And that's the strength you don't want to miss on a map like this. Grapefruit is a safe choice as always, but I mean Grapefruit, Hypnome, Ron, I think all three would be solid choices as well.
We're 199 people watching, so everyone open it in your browser, in your incognito. So it's a smart choice on defense, and we are going to see what's happening. Turbo saying he gets hilariously bad ping, so he's not going to play. So yeah, it's Micro, Dino, Fez, and Serdan against Deadnam, Fat, Orb, and Ron Burgundy. It's 3-2 to the MLTP team in overtime in this All-Stars clash on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening.
Just waiting for both teams to say they're ready.
Why can no one hear? Pescas is here.
No, I can hear all. What's the score?
Yeah, the stream's delayed, Chris. Chris telling us that no one can hear us, but I'm assuming.
I turned the sound off when I. I'm sorry, I turned the sound off.
Way better.
Twitch is delayed by at least half a minute.
Please. I turned the sound off. Guys, shut the fuck up.
Seconds at least.
Can none of you hear me?
YouTube is generally just better.
I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you.
But seriously, we should.
You can also choose to delay on YouTube as well.
We can't have another 5-minute game site. Fucking hell, we're all gonna be dead. 109 people watching. We lost some viewers with the delay, but I don't know why he would leave at this point. Sorry, as those of you saying that's the sound is back. I'm sorry, Pescas just left us. We didn't know that he was going to manage his team and just disappeared. So we lost the audio briefly, but he is back now.
And
always professional. I'm joining the game.
0.
Oh shit, I'm not spectators.
Should be interesting to note that none of us have discussed what would happen if ELTP wins by 1 cap here.
We'll probably do another game.
Yeah.
Penalties. Gotta be penalties. Anyways, we get off. Let's see what power-ups there. Some ball levers. Orb. There's a TagPro in the middle, and both balls go for it at the same time. Orb wins it. There must have been a pixel in that. Serdan comes on offense. He's got a TagPro in his own, so a TagPro for each team, and a Juke Juice for ELTP. So good power-ups at the start. Powerful power-ups. Serdan blocks off Ron Burgundy. Dino's got a grab. Let's see who can use the TagPros better. Both flag carriers have got a TagPro escort, and there's a return on both ends. Good play by the defenders there to not let the flag carriers out of base. 3 defenders at the minute on each side. And we've got 9 minutes 30. At the end of this 9 minutes 30, we may have a winner. We may be on another sudden death overtime or something crazy. It's Deadman juking well around Fez. It tries to split Fez and Micro. Probably a little bit too ambitious there. And they get the return. Orb waiting for his partner, or is he going to wait for his partner? He's not. He goes for it, but Fez blocks him off. But Dino grabs at the other end. He's got ahead of Fat and Ron Burgundy. He's boosted on the bottom, but he ends up hitting the corner and just catching the edge of a spike. Power-ups soon. Deadman goes to the left-hand side. Dino's going to get the middle. There's 2 rolling bombs which are neutralized, and Dino gets a juke juice. Let's see if he can put that to good use. He grabs. He's forced to look back towards his base, but he gets past Fat and Ron Burgundy. He goes top. Deadman's grabbed. Deadman's got to stay alive, or it's going to be a cap for MLTP. Deadman going for the kiss, but it doesn't work out. And MLTP on the European servers, turning them over here, have taken the lead. They're up by 2 now. And Evo, did you see that come in? I mean, they'll be disappointed with the ELTP with that one.
I had a feeling something like that might happen the moment Deadman grabbed. And like Micro had a really good sniper pushing his teammate into another, getting the return on Deadman, just allowing them to get the cap right there.
Poor decision by Deadman there?
I mean, it may be, but he also had to fight with at least 2 people when the flag was coming in because he was all alone. So if he had managed to keep the flag for 5 more seconds or gotten out, he would have been hailed as a genius. So it's a really hard decision to make in cases like that.
And 2 juke juices going to MLTP there, and Neb, MLTP ready on the front foot right now.
Yeah, I think something that you can do regardless of what's
going on.
on.
Deadman's coming in here. It's just Deadman to beat again, but he gets a face full of spike. Dino's coming down the right-hand side. He's going to boost along the bottom. We'll come back to you, Neb, unless something exciting happens. What were you saying?
I think regardless of what server you're on, you can always try to contain power or control power-ups, and they've done a really good job of that from both their cap and still now.
And Dino's coming in here. He's going to boost against that back wall. Nearly capping there. Would have been exceptional. He would have beaten 3. Deadman grabs, gets returned. And Ron and Orb doing well not to just immediately flash it, which because it's just those 2. They're both been blocked at the minute, though. And Micro blocks one out of the way. Deadman comes to help. Ron grabs and lures Fez into a spike. And Ron might get away. Ron has got away. There's no team boost. So Ron gets to boost on the bottom. He doesn't quite get his angles right and ends up letting Micro and Fez get ahead of him. But he's coming back. And a couple of spikes take him out. Ron doesn't take the boost. There's a TagPro at the bottom. But and he was in. And Fat, he was in there. He only had 1 to beat. And Fat, God knows what he was doing. But he boosted straight into Ron and got him returned. And that's just not what ELTP needed. They are 2 caps down. And so they need to bring it back desperately at the minute. And the Evo just didn't work out from there.
I think Fat must have figured he was American based on his name. So he was trying to play for the Americans.
It's a social commentary on how Americans behave towards Europeans.
And, I mean, a bit of criticism has been levelled at Orb and Deadman last season. And Ron Burgundy as well. You know, basically there's 3 of this Rolling BC team here. Devil. And Rolling BC, arguably the strongest team on paper. But they couldn't play under pressure. They were not a team that could play when they were losing. And do you think we're seeing that here a little bit?
I think that might be a problem. Like we've been seeing both Orb and Deadman grab a lot on their own and not waiting for a teammate. And on Smirk, it's really a map where you want to have your teammate at all possible.
But Orb's doing really well here. Orb is coming in and he's got a rolling bomb. This could be dangerous for MLTP. Boost gets the back wall. There is a grab. The return happens and Orb caps. And it all works out there for ELTP. And just as we criticise them, Orb comes back with a cap. They do struggle sometimes. Then that's coming in here. There's another return. He bombs him out of the way. And back-to-back caps, just like we said on this map. You can get some amazing back-to-back caps. And out of nowhere, ELTP turned it around. And this game is tied. There's 5 minutes left. We are in the 55th minute of these games, and it is still tied. We've got 5 minutes 15 left, and Neb, a sucker punch there, really, for MLTP.
It's really hard to watch, but I still have faith in my guys.
And the Evil, I mean, really well hit back there. We just criticised them, but I mean, Orb and Deadman both did brilliantly there.
Yeah, they're both players who really thrive. When they manage to get their flow going, and both Orb and Deadman happened to just hit that balance when we were about to test.
Oh, and 3 TagPro spawn. Rems, what are the odds on that?
It's 1 in 27 of the same power-ups spawning at the same time. It's astonishing.
So there you go, 1 in 27 chance, but 3 TagPros did spawn, and 2 of them went to MLTP and just the 1 to ELTP. And Micro's grabbed with 1 of them. 3 of them chasing him. A Fat does get the return. The TagPros run out without doing any damage. Not much damage to any team, really. So we've got a really close game on his hands here, the Evil. Neb. Wouldn't like to call it. What? Falling saying the score's wrong on the stream, Pescus. It is 4-4 overall. I'm aware of that. Is it 4-4? Yeah, it is 4-4. Or is it 5? Yeah, 4-4. Yeah. I know it's 4-4. Apparently it says 5-3 on the stream, but it is 4-4 right now. It is a tied game. Do not be misled. It's 2-1 in this half. It was 3-2 in the other half. So yes, that gives us a 4-4 tied game. We've got 4 minutes left. And power up spawn, and there's a 2 out of 3 going to Europe. They've got a Juke Juice and a TagPro, and a Juke Juice for Sir Dan. Deadnan's grabbed, and Orb has got a TagPro, and they do play well when it's like this. Orb boosted Deadnan, giving him a bit of momentum. Risky play. He lets Orb get ahead of him. Orb's coming in with a TagPro. This is dangerous for MLTP. Micro tries to boost him. Dino grabs, and they've managed to let Dino away. Fat gets a snipe. Deadnan's in trouble here, though. Oh, he runs a ring round Fez. He's coming in. The box are there. What a cap for Europe. That was an amazing cap. I don't care if I sound biased. You all know that was amazing to Evil. What a cap that was.
Yeah, then making that Duke get pinned against the wall, that really just settled that cap with a really good move for him. And I'm not sure it's completely deserved that Europe is ahead, but if they keep going at it...
Sorry, Orb's coming in, and this could be the sucker punch, but Fez gets the return, and Dave will say it's not deserved, and Neb... Right now, MLTP are losing by a cap, and I mean, that's got to be hard to take. But they picked up 2 TagPros and a Juke Juice, all 3 power-ups going to them at the minute, and that's going to make it hard, but the flag is out. So Deadnan spikes himself, though, and Dino grabs. They've got 2 TagPros. MLTP must surely equalise here. Dino's coming in. There's 2 TagPros. Deadnan misses the return. Fat grabs. There's just 1 to beat. 1 to beat, they're going to block Rob Burgundy, they get the return, and they've equalised it! MLTP have equalised with 2 minutes left, and Neb, have you seen a game like this?
Not in a very long time. It's a very intense action, and I think every reason I have to keep rooting for my guys, every single time they come through for me.
And the power-ups being such a key thing, it's 12 power-ups apiece, but 6 TagPros to MLTP and just 3 TagPros for ELTP. The TagPros proving absolutely decisive in those last 2 caps. And we have got a corker on our hands. There's 1 minute 45 left. And if this is tied, as it currently is, God knows what's going to happen. Micro picks up a TagPro, though. All 3 power-ups going to MLTP. That could be fatal. They've grabbed with a Juke Juice, but the snipe takes them out. But they grabbed with another Juke Juice. He's going to boost on the bottom. The big screen's not on the centre player. Make the big screen central as Dino. Big screen is on the player, not central. Yeah, make it central, Pescus. Come on. Pescus getting too caught up in the hype. Doesn't know what's going on. Sir Dan has grabbed Fat going for the snipe. And he gets the snipe at the second attempt. There's 1 minute 10 left. If they return Dino here, if they return Dino survives. If they returned him there, all would have capped. And the ELTP would have had to hold on for a minute. But right now, Dino's coming in, but he's forced to run around, and Orb also running around. This is absolutely some of the best TagPro that I have ever seen. This is the best of ELTP against the best of MLTP. And right now, after 59 minutes of play, there's nothing to separate them. But Deadnan's coming in. There's 2 to beat. He's lighting up the boost. He goes against the wall on the right. There's 3 blockers. Oh, he just can't do it, though. And Sir Dan's grabbed. He's got a TagPro escort. There's 30 seconds left. He's coming in, but Ron's getting the regrab, but Micro's closing in on him. This could be the game. It is. MLTP have won it with 30 seconds left. Burgundy grabbed and got returned, and he's cost him. He's cost the whole of Europe with 15 seconds left on the clock. Surely that's it. Dramatic scenes here as Europe assaults in the room now. MLTP take it in the last 30 seconds. Burgundy with that grab gets returned by Micro, and as we wind down the last seconds, MLTP All-Stars have defeated the ELTP All-Stars in the last minute of 60 minutes of TagPro. Oh, Neb, you must be buzzing.
I mean, there's really only one thing I can say right now, and it's how does that freedom taste?
It's okay. We'll just go and get our injuries healed with some free healthcare. It's fine.
But seriously, I mean, Devil, what a fucking game. I mean, disappointing the way that ELTP lost it at the end there. I mean, a grab by Ron. You can question whether he had to do it or not, but it cost him. What a finish, though.
Yeah, that finish was pretty extreme, and it was end-to-end before they got that cap. which kind of seemed to take the air out of the ELTP All-Stars, and they kind of just gave up and gave them another cap, sealing the win at the end. I'm not sure if they could have gotten back at that point, so I don't blame them, but still, it's kind of disappointing seeing them give up like that when there's still 30 seconds left to do something. So yeah, but well deserved to MLTP All-Stars. They were the better team today, and they had stronger mentality.
And the stream absolutely going mental with people celebrating the USA victory, including a little bit of racism, which is disappointing to see. But I mean, an amazing game, and congratulations, Neb, to you and the MLTP All-Stars. I mean, seriously though, that have you seen? There's not many games where you can see a bigger finish than that.
I think in such a big spotlight to see such a tight game at the end, it's really amazing. I wouldn't expect both teams to come to play and perform at such a high level.
I mean, I just don't know what to say. I mean, it was just an amazing, amazing game, and I gutted to have lost it in those circumstances. And I mean, there was a couple of key moments, key moments where the ELTP players made mistakes, Devil. And I mean, how will they be feeling right now, those individuals? I mean, you can question whether they need to do it or not, but if you've grabbed and you've got to survive and you get returned, whether the grab was right or not, you feel pretty lousy, don't you? If it cost your team the game at the end of overtime, I mean, it's not a nice feeling.
Yeah, in general, it's not a good feeling. But then again, like if you're alone in their base and everyone else is behind you, you could say that it's your fault for grabbing, not staying on offensive defense. But it's also your teammates' fault for allowing them to get in that situation in the first place. So it's not. If it happened to me, I would be mad at myself for not helping my team. But it's a team effort getting that loss, and everyone takes an equal part in that, in my opinion.
And on the flip side, I think if you're looking at one absolute play of the game, it's Dino grabbing the flag with no teammates around him, and he had to beat two players probably with 40 or 50 ping less than him to save the game, and he got out and made it look easy, and he kept his team alive so they could eventually pull ahead and win.
I mean, it's supposed to be the Champions League Champions game. I thought they fucking taking another fucking 40 to 60 minutes of that. I physically feel like I'm exhausted. I mean, are we having another 40 minutes, Rems?
He's not.
Rems isn't here. I mean,
you got to stop talking to people who are not here. It's becoming a problem.
Don't look at it.
I'll always be here for you, Dr. McDonald, if you want me.
I mean, it's just not healthy. Like, as a doctor, you should know that talking to people who aren't there isn't really that mentally good for you.
And a lot of people leaving the stream now, but do stay with us. We have got MLTP versus ELTP round 2, the champions versus champions, and there'll always be an argument each year about which is more important. Last year, it was the ELTP All-Stars that crushed the MLTP All-Stars, but the MLTP champions that beat the ELTP champions. So in the only year this has happened, there hasn't been an out-and-out winner. I wonder if we'll have one tonight, Devil.
I think they might. The MLTP team is really strong, and no discredit to the ELTP team, because I think Tagnum Wreckbridge is a really good team, but the team play from Ghost Boosters is on a whole different level, in my opinion. So right now I'm a little bit fearful for it on our behalf.
I'm pretty not very knowledgeable about the ELTP champions, but I can say that I would be absolutely astonished to see the Ghost Boosters lose 2 halves in a row to any team.
It's a bold statement there, and tagging with Wreckbridge. I don't know. They're a good team, but it's hard to kind of judge these things, isn't it, Devil?
Yeah, it's always hard to judge, and you really don't know until you see them stack up against each other. And these are also 2 teams that haven't played against each other, so we really don't know how they will react to each other. But yeah, I mean, both teams are really solid, and they have good team play. So it's definitely a match to watch out for.
We're going to take a short break, recover my voice in some type of way. We'll find out what's coming up soon. Lots of people leaving the stream, but we are having the Champions v Champions game, I think.
No.
We're not.
No, we're going to postpone that because the US players have got to do their draft. People have got to eat and random stuff like that. So I think we're postponing that.
Okay, so the Champions v Champions game is going to be postponed to another time, but do join us for that, because if it's anything like we've experienced tonight, it's going to be an absolute corker of a game. Neb has disappeared, but thank you very much to Neb for saving the day after Ebola rage quit earlier on and after Swingman disappeared. Thank you very much.
We could drag him into the room. He's just en route.
I just want to say, yeah, go on. I just want to say thanks. Oh, hey Neb. Rem's moved you out. I don't know why.
I didn't move you out.
Yes,
Neb moved to route by Rems. Anyway, we're just saying, Neb, the game's been postponed, so we can all have a nice break. We're going to play it a different day. But we're just saying thank you very much for coming and giving your great colour commentary. You saved us a little bit from being entirely biased stream. Thanks very much for Evil, as always, for joining, and Rems. And thanks very much to Pescus for streaming and trying to captain at the same time because the Evil was too lazy to stream. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It's been an absolute.
We've got one more thanks, because this is from MLTP as well, because I've just come over from there, and they want to say thanks to Dr. McDonald for 3 things he's done today. If you don't know already, he did the Australian final this morning, really early UK time for OLTP. He's then done the ELTP draft, and now he's done this. So thanks a lot for all your help today.
No problem. Always happy to chat a lot of shit and scream loudly at random balls on screens. So we will wrap the stream up there. So thanks to everyone that's been involved. It's been a great 2 hours of TagPro. This stream's been going on. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Thanks very much.